The clock on the instrument panel glows red. It's 3 minutes until engine start. The wind across the deck deadens the other sounds. The plane next to mine starts, taxis forward, and is catapulted into the impenetrable darkness. This is not a normal launch where everyone starts their engines at the same time, taxis forward, spreads their wings, and moves on to the catapult in order and quickly. Get them into the air so that the guys in the dog pattern can land. We will go on to the catapult one at a time, and with a gap that may be several minutes. So the clock is what I watch. The strange, staggered launch sequence is necessary because we all have specific times on our targets, and we are all on our own from the time we take off. The deck moves slightly, enough to feel, but not the kind of pitching that brings a spray of salt water across the flight deck. It is dark, completely dark. There are no lights on the ocean surface, no stars, nothing. I can see the dim outline of the island, the superstructure of the carrier, but not enough to make out any of the details. There are some red lights in the tower. I see my plane captain with the fire extinguisher, dimly in outline from the red lighting. He must be able to see me with the cockpit lights glowing, reflecting from the clear visor in my helmet. Then there's a blob of stack gases, a short burp that comes out of the boilers, thick air, sooty, greasy, and filled with sulfur. Wouldn't be right to launch without the smell of sulfur in my mouth and throat. When will those new carriers with the big decks be here? 2 minutes to engine start, and I check the box lunch to make sure it's not going to move during the catapult shot. I check the latch on the navigation board that slides under the instrument panel. The overwater part of my flight is already drawn out. I hope we're close to the position I've entered, but I won't know until I hit landfall. I check the canteen. It's still slightly cool, but it will be warm before I finish drinking it. The G-suit is plugged into the system. It's uncomfortable, tight, zippers in the wrong places. It will be chafing my legs before I return. It will be alive for only 5 seconds during the next 11 hours, but those are very important seconds. Pay attention to the simple details. That will keep me from thinking too much. 1 minute to engine start. The time is passing quickly now. In less than 3 minutes, I'll be airborne and alone. I check the light switches, the master light switch will tell the cat officer I'm ready to go, and he will touch the deck with a wand. I review the engine start sequence. I go over the process of easing onto the catapult and cleaning up the airplane after takeoff and making sure I don't fly into the water. I check the instruments, basic, simple, old style, lit unevenly by small red lamps. They all seem to be working, but the airspeed indicator won't come to life until the wings are spread. I check the special control panel that operates the weapon on the center line. 30 seconds, I see the director moving closer to the side of my plane. My pulse quickens, there is a little jittering in my fingers, tightness in my throat and chest. My leather gloves are already damp with sweat and they help hide the anxiety. I have to stay focused and attentive. I think about the sunrise 3 hours from now, the warmth of the sun, the feeling you get when the adrenaline has done its job and your body tries to recover. It wants to sleep, to doze, but I can't let that happen. But that will be 3 hours from now. The clock moves to 0, and I see the circling wand from the crewman signaling me to start the engine, and I get very, very